I'll hand things over now to Jay Daniels.
Thank you. I was telling Jacqueline, I said, no one knows me up here, and yet they're still coming to see me, and then you show up. Thank you for bringing yourself and your friends. It is a pleasure to see you all. My name is Jay Daniels. Jacqueline, thank you so much for having me. I want to also give a special shout out to Yims, who is here from Trumbull Television, from Quality Street to White Plains Road. That's where you can find them. This afternoon is going to be a journey of musical discovery, and I hope that you will join me in this as we explore the celebrated works of Rodgers and Hammerstein. I will ask one favor of you. If you haven't done so already, please take out your cell phones. And if you haven't already, please turn off the ringers, because right in the middle of a beautiful ballad, someone's cell phone is about to go off. It happens every time. This is as much your time as it is mine. What does that mean? Well, as you know by the song sheets, it means I want to hear you sing on some of these songs. I'll let you know if I need to take a solo. There's space over here if you want to dance. There will be instrumental interludes, a touch of jazz here and there. 2 jazz concerts in 1 week, and you people are lucky. It's always nice to say hello, to meet new faces, new friends, and that's where we're going to start today. Hello, young lovers, whoever you are. I hope your troubles are few. All my good wishes are with you tonight. I've been in love like you. Be brave, young lovers, and follow your star. Be brave and faithful and true. Cling very close to each other tonight. I've been in love like you. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down the street in a trance. You fly down the street on the chance that you'll meet, and you'll meet not really by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All of my memories are happy tonight. I've had a love of my own. I've had a love of my own like yours. I've had a love of my I don't often remember the names of everybody that I see, so if I call Jacqueline by the wrong name, she'll accept my apologies, I hope. But I meet a lot of people, and I don't necessarily remember names, but I remember faces. And I always love to meet new crowds, you know. I always had a bit of nervousness before, thinking, okay, are these people going to enjoy my music? And so within the first couple of songs, thankfully, we have some reassurance. Unfortunately, if you're looking for punk music this afternoon in a mosh pit, we will not be having that. I did have a request for that before the show, and I'm going to have to decline on that one. It's always nice getting to know people like you. It's a very ancient saying, but a true and honest thought, that if you become a teacher, by your pupils you'll be taught. As a teacher I've been learning, you'll forgive me if I boast, and I've now become an expert on the subject I like most, getting to know you. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Getting to know you, getting to hope you like me. Getting to know you, putting it my way, but nicely. You are precisely my cup of tea. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. As you noticed, suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. To feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Speaking of cups of tea, this moment of liquid refreshment being brought to you by the Starbucks of Trumbull, Connecticut. The drive-through Starbucks, not the one at Stop and Shop across the street. 60 years ago, a true classic of a film was born, based on a 1959 musical of the same name, starring Mary Martin in the role of Maria. 1965's The Sound of Music was released to just enthrall audiences all around the country and around the world. And I often ask a question at many of my concerts. What makes certain songs timeless? I think there are many things that do make songs timeless. It could be a familiar melody. Sometimes it doesn't even take words and you remember something like, you know, that song Tequila by the Champs. There's only one word, there's tequila, right? So sometimes it's the lyrics, it's the story. For a lot of us who, as you were walking in, told me, yeah, I remember seeing this when it first came out. And now my children have seen it, my grandchildren, and for the lucky few, my great-grandchildren have seen it too. You want to know a secret before I start, folks? If you promise not to tell anybody? Jens, don't tell anybody my secrets now, okay? Gotta watch the AV guys. I only watched The Sound of Music for the first time about 3 years ago. Can you believe that? Yeah. But it was one of those cases, I grew up in Virginia, and literally grew up in the woods of Virginia. Like, we were surrounded by trees, and my dad's family lived on either side of us, but we liked music, but they weren't like the Broadway musical type, you know? It was country music, and I still love classic country. But as I got older, I started to hear some of these Rodgers and Hammerstein works. Didn't know from where they came, but I said, there's a certain beauty even when you don't know the story. And I hope we can kind of share some of that with you. We're going to begin with our theme. It's the very first song on your song sheets. My day in the hills has come to an end, I know. A star has come out to tell me it's time to go. But deep in the dark green shadows are voices that urge me to stay. So I pause and I wait and I listen for one more sound, for one more lovely thing that the hills might say. The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that rise from the lake to the tree. My heart wants to sigh like a chime that flies from a church on a breeze. Laugh like a brook when it trips and the falls over stones in its way. To sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more. Thank you. Our next two songs are going to give my voice a rest, but not my fingers. These are two jazz improvisations based on Maria, followed by I Have Confidence. is a moment of drying off. When I was a kid in kindergarten, actually a couple of years after kindergarten, my kindergarten teacher signed my yearbook and said, to a student who was like a third grader in kindergarten. Some have said that I was age 5 going on 65 even that many years ago. Now it's Jay is 36 going on 65. There's nothing wrong with being an old soul. Don't let anyone tell you any different. But this is kind of on the same lines in this next song. You are 16, going on 17. Yeah. Let's see what we can do with this one. I'll sing the verse, you sing the 2 refrains with me. You wait, little girl, on an empty stage, for fate to turn the light on. Your life, little girl, is an empty page that men will want to ride on, to ride on. You are 16, going on 17, baby, it's time to think. Never beware, be canny and careful, baby, you're on the green. You are 16, going on 17, fellas will fall in line. Eager young lads and ruies and cats will offer you food and wine. Totally unprepared are you to face a world of men. Timid, shy, and scared are you of things beyond your ken. You need someone older and wiser telling you what to do. I am 17, going on 18. I'll take care of you. I am 16. I am 16, going on 17. I know that I'm naive. Fellas, I need faith. Tell me I'm sweet, and willingly I'll believe. I am 16, going on 17. Innocent as a rose. Bachelor dandies, drinkers of brandies. What do I know of those? Totally unprepared am I to face a world of men. Timid, shy, and scared am I of things beyond my ken. I need someone older and wiser telling me what to do. You are 17, going on 18. I'll depend on you. Thank you. Now, do we have anyone here? Well, let's. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll ask that question in a moment. This might be a dangerous question based on some of the answers I got at the performance earlier this week, but we're going to see what happens. You strike me as good people. What are the things that make you happy? What are some of your favorite things? Just shout out some answers. Food? Sunset. What? New York? Okay, what's your favorite part of New York City? Oh, yeah. Other favorite things? Grandchildren? Okay. Man, I'm getting all kinds of good answers. At least you people are keeping it family friendly. I get some senior citizens every now and then at some of my shows. I'm like, wow. So much for setting a good example as you get older, you know. Some of my favorite things are actually right along with yours. I love music. I love many kinds of music. I'm a sucker for good ballads. Although if I sing an entire hour of ballads, we'd be too depressed by the time we leave. But I've only seen the sunrise on the ocean a couple of times in my life, but it's one of the most beautiful sights you'll ever see. As you can tell, I have not missed many good meals. I like food. But the thing that I am most thankful for on moments like these, people will come up to me after my shows and they'll say, oh, your music and your shows just give us such a blessing. And I believe that's true, and I thank you for that. But if I'm being selfish, I believe that I'm the one who gets the greatest blessing, and therefore this is one of my favorite things. When I look out into the audience and I see people interacting with the music, letting the music move through them. Sometimes you sing, sometimes you just close your eyes and you allow it to take you some other place. Think on your favorite things as we sing about my favorite things. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles with warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Green-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt in the spring. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad. Oh, so sad. I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. I believe on your song sheets I may have mixed up the order of these next two, but the next one is fairly easy even if you don't use the lyric. How many here would say that they are musical? You sing in a choir or you play an instrument. Let me see those hands. Look at that. Okay. I'm hoping that it'd be funny if these guys outshine these guys over here. It's like all the musical people are on this side of the room. So I went to college about 10 years late. Although, frankly, is it really late to get an education? Never, right. But anyway, it was 10 years after high school. I went to Shenandoah Conservatory to work on my bachelor's in music education. Halfway through, I realized, I don't know if I can put up with children in a classroom all day. I'm patient, but not so. And besides, the second half was going to be student teaching, and I was single. I couldn't work full-time, pay the bills, and do an unpaid internship, and so I went full-time into performance, which led to what you see here. While I was at Shenandoah, they tried to learn me some good things over at Shenandoah. I speak good. I'm from the South. I knew how to read music. I'd taken private lessons over a number of years, but I'd always, not to quote a Paul Anka song, but I'd sometimes done it my way. And I did not know at all what do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do was. And then when they threw in the hand signals, I can't even give you the hand signals now. So I'm learning right along with you. So for those who said, I do not sing in a choir, I'm not a musician, we're going to teach you some good music today too. Let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi. Do, Re, Mi. The first three notes just happen to be Do, Re, Mi. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti. I know it's hard, so I'll try and just make it a little bit easier for you. Listen. Do, a deer, a female deer. Re, sun. Me, a name I call myself, far a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread, long, a note to follow, so tea, a drink with jam and bread, that will bring us back to dough. A deer, a female deer, rain, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself, far, a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread, a note to follow, so tea, a drink with jam and bread, that will bring us back to dough. Do you think you can handle it on your own at this point? I'll drop out for the first half of the verse. I'll play behind you. 1, 2, 3, 4, do. Jam and bread, that will bring us back to dough. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Yeah. I will tell you a funny story before this next song. I thought that I would get a shameless self-plug of a show that I was doing in South Jersey. I still play organ for an Episcopal parish in Swedesboro, New Jersey. And so it fit two purposes. It was our priest's last Sunday before he left for another church in Wilmington, Delaware. And so I said, oh, this would be a nice send-off for him. I also did, but I said, well, it's going to plug my show too this afternoon to remind people, come see me. You know, musicians, we got to do what we can to get people to show up. I know we're not all church-going folk, but for those that are, this Sunday was the first of Lent, and last Sunday was the last of Epiphany. And there's a story, a scripture passage about Christ upon the mountain peak. That was our first song that we chose. And I didn't realize this. I wasn't even thinking, and I'm looking, I'm like, well, this song ties together even with the homily this week. That never happens. Climb every mountain. Every path you know, climb every mountain, for every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream, a dream that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live, climb every mountain, for every stream, follow every rainbow, till you will find your dream. Contain yourselves in the front row, please. This is a song that was not originally in the musical of 1959, but I suppose as the screenwriters and producers who are putting this one together, they said, well, there's one song that maybe we could replace in this. And so Richard Rodgers wrote the music and the lyrics for a new song from the film adaptation of The Sound of Music. I'm going to take a solo on this one if it's okay with you. I'll let you catch your breath for a moment. This is probably one of the most beautiful songs Rodgers and Hammerstein got to write, simply called Something Good. Perhaps I had a wicked childhood. Perhaps I had a miserable youth. But somewhere in my wicked, miserable past, there must have been a moment of truth. For here you are standing there loving me, whether or not you should. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. Perhaps I had a wicked childhood. Perhaps I had a miserable, but somewhere in my wicked, miserable past, there must have been a moment of truth. For here you are standing there loving me, whether or not you should. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. Nothing comes from nothing, nothing ever could. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. We're getting toward the closing portion of our program, but I'm going to catch my breath, and this might be dangerous, depending on what you ask, but I'll take about 2 or 3 questions if you have any questions you'd like to ask me. Hopefully nothing that makes me think too much. You right there in the front row. I live in Collingswood, just outside of Philadelphia. For the old-timers who always claim things by exit numbers, it is just off exit 4. Do you know where Philadelphia is? So I'm about 5 miles east of there. I can see Philadelphia from my house. Yes, ma'am. Ocean City.
What will you be performing when you sing in Madison?
This same show, as it turns out. Maybe a little bit better if you come. Yes, ma'am, with the glasses.
Perform at the Melbourne Playhouse.
Do I ever perform at the Milburn Playhouse? I haven't attended, nor have I played there, no. Should I? I'll let you know. Yes, ma'am. On some songs, not particularly these, but yes, some songs. Did you have the opportunity, this is not Rodgers and Hammerstein, but did you have the opportunity to watch the Beatles documentary, Get Back, that they did? So, remember the last album that they did, Beatles, back in the late 69 and 70. So this is a documentary on Disney Plus. That's your homework until I come back. So the reason I bring that up is that I don't write my own music. So I am curious about what other songwriters are doing, what their process is. And in the case of the Beatles, they just were doing some very informal shooting during recording sessions and rehearsals. And at the very beginning, you would hear these snippets of melodies, and it's like, wait a minute, I know that song. And it's like, da 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 da. But the lyrics were absolutely nothing like what came out. And over several days and several weeks, you would see John and Paul refining the lyrics, refining the melody. And the next thing you know, you got a #1 hit on the charts. So yeah, it is interesting that when you start with something, I mean, everyone has a different system, I think. Some people will start with a melody. For instance, like Hoagy Carmichael's Stardust, 1927. That was just an instrumental tune that Hoagy wrote after he was heartbroken. The woman that he loved got married to another man. And it was 2 years later in 1929 that Mitchell Parrish, and he did this for a lot of songs, went back to Hoagy's melody and then wrote, "And now the purple dusk of twilight time." Yeah. So sometimes, you know, the lyrics are an afterthought. Sometimes the music's created around it. It's different for everybody. I hope that answers your question. I'll take, yes ma'am, right there.
What is your favorite newer musical?
Newsies by Disney, Newsies, which I realize is still older by some standards. What's one of your favorite newer musicals?
I'd say Hamilton.
Did you see it on Broadway? I didn't either, but I did watch it on the film afterward. A couple more questions if you got me. You're a good audience. I could sit here and sip tea all day. Any more questions? Yes, ma'am. Hang on, I got two of you. There's a lady 2 rows back. I'll get right back to you. Yes, ma'am, right there on the table. How old am I?
How old were you when you first started singing?
I think I came out of the womb with a microphone. I'm going to talk about my speaking and my singing. When I was younger, I guess I had a speech impediment, or I was slow to speak. Most people say that I'm still catching up even now. So my granddad, he was our church organist. He played music by ear. He had one of these cheap Wurlitzer console organs. It was one of the ones that had like those fun time rhythms, like ch 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 ch. And that's what we had for church. And if you really wanted reverent music, we did not play those drums in church. Not in the 90s, at least. Big debate about that. So, but if we really wanted reverent sounds, he would turn off the vibrato and just have a straight tone. But anyway, so my granddad sang from the organ. So naturally, in my younger years, I remember hearing those hymns at age 3 or 4, and I thought, well, everybody must do this. Everybody must play an instrument and sing. And so I picked up in his footsteps, or followed in his footsteps, rather. Funny thing is, when I actually started to learn to read music, I didn't realize that I had perfect pitch, because I would play a song, and Granddad played every song in one key, A flat. And so for years, that's what was embedded in my mind. And so I picked out the hymnal, and I was playing the hymns he would play, and like one song is an F, and I'm like, that does not sound the same. And then I realized Granddad's not reading the music. So when did I sang in church the whole time, always. I read out of the hymnal. But I think for the longest time my voice hadn't developed. Puberty took about 10 years, I think, for me to go through. The first time I sang out in public, and I always sing around the house, although my mom's like, maybe just sing at home and, you know, keep it at home for a while. She was right on that. I didn't sing professionally, though, until 2007. I had been the accompanist at a church, and then for a benefit concert, they asked me to do a song, and I said, how about I sing it? They're like, you sing? I'm like, we're going to find out. I haven't shut my mouth since. You there in the violets, right there in the second row. You had your hand up, and I didn't hear your question.
You do anything for some specific?
If you behave, maybe I will. I might have heard that song a couple of times. One more question. Yes, ma'am, in the back. Wait, are there two of you? Don't get into a fight over this.
If you don't mind me asking, what is your genealogy?
It's a question I almost never get. No, I have an answer. I do. I'm just like, what is my genealogy? In short, I'm a European mutt. You know, a little bit of everything. Could be some other things in there too. So, Ancestry.com, I think, has been the biggest help because people had already done like my family tree. All I had to do was connect 2 or 3 generations and then we were there. And so my dad's side of the family, his paternal side, that's traced all the way back to Normandy, France, to like the 1400s. My grandmother's side, now this is interesting because it explains a lot. Her paternal side, the Kingstons, go back to Canada, New York, and eventually back to British royalty. I don't know what's happened to us in the years since. My grandmother's maternal side is Rexroad, but if you trace it back, it's like to what was Hungary and Yugoslavia's Rexroth. And that family tree also runs through the Hatfields and McCoys. I saw that and I said, this explains everything. And then on my mother's side, there's some Irish, I'm sure there's some German along the way, so yeah, I'm a mutt. And so I hope that explains things. We have just a few more songs for you, a couple more for you to sing, and then we're going to vamoose. I am meeting a friend in Yonkers, New York, and then headed back to stay with friends in North Jersey. So thankfully I don't have to drive 3 hours home today. I'm going to give you the form. This is one from Oklahoma that's in your programs. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Here's the form on this one for those who are musical and non-musical. I do the verses in free time. You know, there's a bright golden haze on the meadow. You know, just kind of feel it out. But then we're going to swing the refrains, okay? So make sure you got your little toe tackle ready down here. Oh, what a beautiful morning. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Yeah. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. Oh, a little brown maverick is weak in her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it's not missing a single tree. And an old weeping willow is laughing at me. Nice and easy. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Everything's going my way. Everything's going my way. Tell me your name in the second row. You had that request for me. Barbara, is that right? Is that with 3 A's or just 2, like Barbara Streisand? So, she was asking very politely, I might say, if I knew this song. I've sung it a couple of times over the years. This is from South Pacific. Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room, and night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you feel her call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own. All through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go. Thank you. Oh, we could do so many more songs, and there are many I could not do today, but that means that there's always volume 2. So if you come out to Madison, that's a 6:30 concert on April 30th. Maybe we'll throw in some other songs if you act nicely. There are some audiences that like to shout at me from the, hey, Sweet Caroline. I'm like, guys, calm down. Please calm down. So we were talking about, hearing music when you're younger. What's the process for writing? The truth is, many of us have been singing these songs almost our entire lives. I don't think that's a stretch to say that. And when you're younger and you don't understand all the happenings in the world, songs tend to take on one meaning. That's a pretty song. I like to hear that. But then when you get a little bit older and you understand the story behind the sound of music and what these people, Austrians and so many others, were experiencing in 1938, this song by Christopher Plummer in the program as Captain Von Trapp takes on an entirely new meaning. Edelweiss, every morning you snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Blossom of snow, blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland Saying goodbye is never easy, is it? Some of us will get on the phone and talk to someone, and we'll say goodbye. 15 minutes go by, we're still on the phone. Am I the only one that's gone through that a time or two? Normally, people are telling me, Jay, you said goodbye a half hour ago. We're going to simply say in this song, so long, farewell, in a bunch of different languages for you, too. There's a sad sort of clinging from the clock in the hall, and the bells on the steamboat too. And up in the nursery an absurd little bird is popping out to say regretfully they tell us, but firmly they compel us to say goodbye to you. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. I hate to go and miss this pretty sights. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, 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 to you and you and you. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu. I'd like to stay and taste my first champagne. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. I leave and heave and sigh and say goodbye, goodbye. I'm glad to go, I cannot tell a lie. I flit, I float, I fleetly flee, I fly. The sun has gone to bed and so must I. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, 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 goodbye. Thank you. I want to offer an esteemed word of thanks to Jacqueline Francis of the Trumbull Library System for hosting me this afternoon. She is fairly new in this position, having arrived last summer, but she's already made at least one good decision. She brought me here, so there you go. Not that I'm conceited or self-centered or anything, right? Also to Yins for coming this afternoon from Trumbull TV to record my beautiful face for television. It's going to be beautiful after he's done with it. He's got a lot of work ahead of him, let me tell you. In fact, I see a couple glass shards from a broken lens over there. Yeah. Thank you for having me. And a special thanks to each of you for coming. I know that many of you are from Trumbull. How far is Windsor, though, from here? No. You drove an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to have to give you at least a handshake or a hug. You guys have fun. A special thanks to each of you from wherever you came. I will make, if you will allow me, I will make my way to the table in the back. There is a mailing list sign up for emails. You can also scan a little QR code and find me on social media. And as everybody's eyes like, oh, that's great. Wait. And if you'd like to also say, well, could we have you perform for our own event? Have keyboard, we'll travel. If you have a piano, that makes life easier too. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so thankful you came. Until we meet again, my name is Jay Daniels. And I encourage you to depart in peace, remember the poor, pray for the sick, love one another. Thank you so much.